ربنا ثم توفيق.
Welcome back, our dear viewers, to our special coverage where President Sisi earlier today witnessed the inauguration of the agricultural projects in East El Awainet and the wheat harvesting ceremony, which took place earlier today. The President was briefed during his inauguration on the latest data and the numbers related to the agriculture and agricultural products. Addressing the event, the President said that planting in East El Awainet is implemented using the groundwater reserves. The President also said that the rational water uses are applied in the agriculture in East El Awainet, adding that the state is keen to utilize a modern irrigation mechanism in Toshka. He said the state aims to attract investors to the new zones and to maximize the productivity of the agricultural products. To shed more light on the issue, we are very much delighted to be joined over the phone by Dr. Mostafa Waly, our economic expert. Dr. Waly, good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon.
Doctor, how do you see the importance of this agriculture project, which was inaugurated earlier today by President Sisi in East Awainet?
This is actually very good news. We should be appreciating all what have been done so far in this very important economic and social field in our country now. These projects, by all measures, are really mega projects. And the importance of dealing them to the best and according to the most suitable and efficient economic references and economic indices, this is also there, then which makes you sure that we are on the right track, and congratulations for all those who are involved in this very big project.
Yes, indeed. Dr. Waly, also today the President witnessed the harvesting ceremony of wheat. How do you see the importance of the wheat harvesting season?
Well, even in our history, I mean, let's say our traditional history in the countryside, especially over the history, even since the ancient Egyptians, you know, celebrating and admiring and following up the growth of wheat in the land in across along the Nile was a festivity, a real festivity. Even it was, you can find it on the walls of the artifacts of the ancient Egyptians, and in our folkloric songs and in our life up till now. The most important thing is that the demand for wheat increased because we have been increasing as population. And the importance of wheat in our life, it's not only us, it's an important crop based on the demand of every country. But we could be one of the biggest countries who are in need to fulfill the demand of our people for this wheat. And for any, when it comes to the change and the fluctuation in the prices, which could be imposing burden on our economy and on our resources of foreign foreign currencies, this will affect us. So when we can tackle this on our own way, that to increase our local supply, which in this case, increasing the areas of agriculture, of wheat, and utilizing the latest technologies in the whole process, which has to do also with the irrigation system. That's actually in itself will yield very good results.
Yeah.
But meanwhile, it's a learning process, and we could be, in this case, you know, doing a very good service to our country.
Yes, indeed. Also, the President, during the inauguration ceremony, said that the rational water uses are applied in agriculture in East Awainet, adding that the state also is keen to utilize the modern irrigation mechanism in Toshka. What's your take on that, Dr. Waly?
This is very important. That's a very important topic. We are talking about the most important element in the agricultural process. Of course, the seed, first the land, and then the seed, and then the irrigation, of course, fertilizer, and all this process, which is well known for those who are in the business of agriculture. But water, because it is a very important and a very dear, in certain cases, a very dear ingredient or element in the process. It's the life of the plant itself, or the crop itself. Then the maximum efficiency of using certain quantities of water to have the maximum available corresponding to the product for the yield of the crop. This was for a long time the main interest and study of scientists until they reached the latest technologies in water application.
Sir, how do you expect the investor and the businessman to be attracted to East El Awaynat and Toshka region?
Frankly speaking, this will be a result of our success.
Yes.
I mean, we as Egyptians, we have to prove to everybody, to ourselves, of course, and then to the others, that this is a fruitful business. This is a business which will yield something badly needed, then the market is there.
Yes.
And meanwhile, with the best and the most available conditions to have a complete cycle of economic business. And in this case, I'm sure we will have a lot of investors and many investors who could share us. And already there were before some,
Yes. Sir, also the President during the inauguration said that there is a keenness to maximize the productivity of the agricultural products. How do you read this statement by the President?
Well, you know, the productivity is a very important item now in the economic, in any economic cycle. I mean, economic system. When it comes to agriculture, you know, minimizing the waste of any important input, especially when it comes to water or seeds or even the plant itself in its growing time. This also will increase the efficiency, and that's simply utilizing all the systems which increase the efficiency, which has the best available efficiency, will immediately be reflected in the productivity. And that's very important. That's why in this case, you know, agro-industry is in itself is an industry now, and sophisticated one, but very important.
Yes. Sir, also the Ministry of Supply has said that Egypt plans to increase the local wheat production to meet 65% of the consumption by the year 2024. What's your take on that?
Oh my God! I wish him the best. I wish him the best of luck, and I wish our people and our community who are working in this industry, in this agriculture, and in this crop planting and serving, and the whole process of having this figure to reach the point that we can satisfy over 60% of our demand. This will be really great, and in such short time now. You are talking 24, yes?
Yes.
That's it's only 1 year now. Within 1 year, that's great, and that's even feasible. I'm very
we have a big challenge here.
Sorry.
It's a big challenge indeed.
Yes, but we are now facing it challenging for quite some time. So that challenge is part of our life and our success now.
Indeed.
As a nation and leadership, by the way.
Of course. Dr. Waly, as an economist, how do you see here the incentive that could be given to the investors in order to increase the investments in the country, especially with all these new projects inaugurated, the infrastructure that was implemented in the country as well? How do you see these incentives towards the attraction of the investors?
Now, if we apply this to our main topic now, which we are talking about agriculture at large, then it should be the following: which we are trying it to the best, minimizing the cost. I mean, taking all the measures which will have it an economically feasible and economically profitable for any investor, which means that the main requirement for the investor as a land and areas and even labor is there. The power is there. The water is there. That is the main and the most important in this business.
Yeah. Dr. Waly, to what extent these projects that the President did inaugurate during the past years and past months till today are reflected positively on the performance of the Egyptian economy, taking into consideration that many repercussions did happen to the world economy due to the repercussions of the COVID-19 as well as the repercussions of the Russian-Ukrainian war as well?
I will answer in the following way. We have been through tough times, and especially those landmarks, COVID and then the current situation and even before. I'm sure that the time will come soon when we will recall this with satisfaction and with appreciation to ourselves and to the others who managed, that we will pass it and we will pass it successfully. Today is a landmark also in this success story.
Yes, indeed. Dr. Mostafa Waly, our economic expert, thank you so much, sir, for your precious input. Always a pleasure to have you with us. And our dear viewers, now we'll be having a look at this report about the increase in the Egyptian export from agricultural products in 2022.
A historic rise in Egypt's agricultural exports. A report by